Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar host, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB, and download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups in all sports, all content, all good stuff like that. You can find myself on Twitter at BDentric and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good. I mean, I love the Jesus Sanchez bear catch, with his bare hand, and then he went yard. Jazz Chisholm double donged. Didn't get my Goldie bomb tonight. You didn't get yours either, did you?
Still in action, so I'm hoping so.
Okay.
Jordan's probably got about 2 more at bats left. So we'll
Dude,
see
this is the earliest we've recorded in
it's
and this was the normal time for a while. This is the earliest we've recorded in like a month. So
this is great. It's great. Pretty happy about it. So hopefully people are getting the vibes through the microphones and the earphones there that this is a good thing that we're doing here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's, there's like a couple games going on. It was a weird night. Robbie Ray got hit around a bit by the Rays. Suarez was chalky. It wasn't horrible, but wasn't what you'd want. Nestor Cortez was looking great until he got hit in like the 5th or 6th inning. It was just an interesting evening. John Means was the pitcher to have right now. John Lester was good, only 2 strikeouts though. So, yeah, very, very interesting evening about baseball. But we got 11 games. 11 games on Tuesday. There's some day game action. 1 game got moved up because of potential rain. Oh, my God, people using their brains. What a concept. We have technology, and they used it. It's amazing how that works. So we'll get you guys rocking and rolling on an 11-game slate. And let's get started off with the first game of the day, Baltimore at Philadelphia. We got Dylan Tate versus Funky Cole Medina on this one. No total on this one because Medina's supposed to just open for – I believe it's Mike Minor is coming in after him. So, but keep this in mind. Last time they said this about Medina. Medina didn't open. He came in and pitched the 8th and the 9th. So who knows what happens regardless. Bullpen game for Philly. Tate for Baltimore. Thoughts?
Bats here. Let's go with Austin Hayes, Mountcastle, Mullins, Wins has been hitting. Martin has been hitting for Baltimore. And then Harper, Segura, Realmuto, Freddie Galvis. I'm picking out of that bunch in this one.
Yeah, I'm liking both sides, but I really like some Baltimore in this one, especially if we do get Mike Minor. You mentioned Hayes and Mountcastle, 2 of my favorites there. You got Sed, who had the day off on Monday. Santander's not bad. Severino loves himself a lefty. So lots and lots to like in that Baltimore lineup, especially when it comes to savings. So enjoy that while you can. Texas at the New York Yankees. Dane Dunning is opening this one up against Jordan Montgomery, over under 8.5. Dunning's 7K and 76. Jomo's 83 and 88. Jomo's coming off an absolutely beautiful game against the Baltimore Orioles. And Boggs, I kind of want to go back to him again in this one.
I think he's definitely in play. He's one of my top guys today. 8,300, 8,800 is a real nice price tag, specifically coming off that game against Baltimore. I think he had 12 strikeouts. So I like him. And then, your expensive Yankees bats as normal. Stanton, Urshela, Joey Gallo, if he's back in the lineup. I know he's a little dinged up right now. But, expensive Yankee bats and possibly a cheap Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, don't mind some Jomo, especially at his price tag. And then I keep saying it, play Glaber. He's not hitting for power, but he extended his hitting streak again. He got you 10 more fantasy points today. He's very, very affordable in a Yankees lineup hitting 6th. Like, if the lineup pops off, he's going to be a part of it. So I think he's a great value. Brett Gardner's hitting 8th. He brings some value to your lineup. Don't mind Gary Sanchez, a little pricier, but that gives you the 6, 7, 8 guys, which will be way different than the chalk. If you want the big dogs, I'm not going to tell you no, but it's a way to be different, but still getting a piece of the Yankees action if you think they pop off, because they're very popular each and every evening. New York Mets at the Boston Red Sox. And this one should be a pretty good one here. Marcus Stroman going up against Erod. I think it's a pretty good one. Vegas doesn't. They have the over-under at 9.5, which is pretty impressive. Stroman's 92 on DK, 94 on FanDuel. Erod 86 and 85. And I know Erod's been bumpy lately, but this is the Mets, Boggs. Like, I know they're hitting better, but do you want to use some Erod, Stroman, or just bats?
I mean, I think they're both in play, but I prefer Stroman here. He's been good recently. I think he kind of has to be in play. I thought that Erod was going to be more expensive than this, so I think he's in play too, which kind of takes me off on bats. But if you don't want to play either one of these guys, because I would say they're borderline.
Yeah.
Baez, McNeil, Lindor, Dahlbeck, Devers, Verdugo, Iglesias. There's some PVB here. Shaw 5 for 17, 2 doubles and a bomb. Bogarts 11 for 36, 2 doubles, 2 homers against Stroman, 7 for 19 for Vasquez with a double and as well. But that's 368 average. So I do like both pitchers, but I don't know how many lineups I'm going to get them in. Probably not many.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like I understand both pitchers. Stroman probably more so cash than tournaments for me. I think he brings a safe floor. He's got you 20-plus points the last 2 starts, but how big is the ceiling is the question, especially against Boston. Could be interesting, though, so I don't hate that at all. Erod, the price tag makes him very much in play. He has his issues from time to time, so that's fine. If you're fading Erod, I love Javi Baez because he's been white hot. Don't mind little Frankie Lindor. Big Meat Pete is 100% in play. If you're fading Erod, you got the Green Monster in left field. This just screams some fun. So if you want some Mets action, sure. I'm not going all in and going full stacks with either team here, but if I have to pick one, it's the Mets. But I think both pitchers are interesting. Erod cash or Erod tournaments, Stroman more cash for me. Toronto at Tampa Bay. We got Alek Manoah off of a 40-plus point outing last time he faced Tampa Bay, going up against Drew Rasmussen, over-under of 8. Manoah 95 and 96. Rasmussen 68 and 62. I think both are in play, Boggs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, it's definitely Manoah. I'll pay up, and he's not crazy expensive either. 9,500 is expensive, but not for just the game that he just put up. You can't expect 40 points again, like you said, 10 strikeouts over 8 innings. But you can expect a pretty good game again. So I like him. And then your normal, super expensive Blue Jays bats. Captain likes them too. Bo Bichette, Vlad Jr., Teoscar, Lourdes Gurriel. Valera has been hitting a little bit as well. If you're not going Manoah, Margot has been hitting. Zunino always has power. Austin Meadows is a possibility. So, but mainly Blue Jays and Manoah for me.
Yeah, I like Manoah quite a bit as well. He was not popular at all last time. I assume he'll be a little more popular this time. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, but I like him for sure. Rasmussen makes for a great punt SP2 if you want. It's Toronto, so it's always crazy, but he dealt against them last time. He usually gets you 13 to 20 points, which is perfect for this punt situation. Like you said, Teoscar and Lourdes both went deep on Monday. You can play any of the targets you want, but Lourdes is, like I say, every single shot just have a button now. He's still too cheap. Like it's unbelievable what they're doing to him. If you look at his just second half numbers or just his September numbers, the dude's crushing it, and it's very, very mind-boggling to me. Minnesota at the Chicago Cubs, no total because it's Wrigley Field, but we have Griffin Jacks, Alec Mills, Jack 64-61, Mills 62-72. I could see an argument for Mills, but I think there's other cheap options I like.
Yeah, it's just too big a slate to be throwing Mills out there, in my opinion. But look, Sano has been hitting really well, specifically over the last week. So he's got to be in play. Polanco with the quietest the quietest 30 bombs ever, maybe. Donaldson, Frank Schwindel, Matt Duffy, Ian Happ, Patrick Wisdom, Alfonso Rivas has been hitting if he's in the lineup. So I like bats in this game.
Yeah, I definitely like some bats here. Donaldson's on fire. You mentioned Sano, Polanco. They're all in play. You could try to find some values if you want with Minnesota because they have so many different young players getting called up these days. The initial weather looks like winds blowing in from left field about 16 miles an hour. So might be a pitching environment, something to keep an eye on there, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. If you are using bats, so don't mind a little Minnesota. It just seems like another night where some cheap Cubs might be in play against Griffin Jacks, your Ortegas, your Haps, your Schwindels. If you want a Wisdom, you can. Rivas, like you said, he's hitting 6th and he's cheap. A lot of cheap bats in this Cubs lineup that you can get to Jacks in a big, big way. So this might be my cheap area of the slate to go to. St. Louis at the Milwaukee Brewers on this one. It was supposed to be Woodford on Monday. He got moved to Tuesday. Lester went on Monday. Lester pitched well. Going up against Brandon Woodruff. It's Woodford versus Woodruff. Woodford's 56 and 62. It's wood all around, folks. 56 and 62. Woodruff 10-4 and 10-2. Hopefully no one's witchy here. So what do you like on this one?
I like bats, dude. I mean, Milwaukee. Actually, I reversed this. O'Neill, Arenado, good track record here. Goldie still in play. He at least had an RBI today. I watched the beginning part of that game. Bader, Edmund have all been hitting, and then Yelich, Escobar, Avi, if he gets back in, I know he's a little banged up right now. It's been good.
He started today.
Did he? Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Adamas came back today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with just bats here. Woodruff is I don't know. He's just too expensive in this. I mean, I would much rather go with Manoah than Woodruff today.
And the thing with Woodruff, looking at his recent outings, he had one game where he went to 100 pitches, most of them 85 to 90. So it's I guess their way of like saying, okay, we're gonna let you go, but not let you go right now.
Right.
And so same thing with Peralta that happens. Like he's got to be super efficient to pay off. And so I'll pass. And the St. Louis team's pesky. They didn't crush Peralta, but they made it tough. O'Neill had some productive at bats. Arenado took him deep. Like there's production there. I don't mind. Like same scenario we talked about yesterday. It's like no one's going to roster them, which they didn't. They're all less than 5% on Monday, and there'll be a bigger slate. It's probably been less against a guy like Woodruff. So I don't mind a little St. Louis action. You mentioned Goldie, O'Neill, Arenado, and they're not super expensive. Flip side, if you want to attack Woodford, you can. A couple guys went deep. Urias went deep on Monday, but it's tough to see what they're going to do. It's going to be a lot of bullpen in that one. It's a lot of mixing and matching, making stacking difficult. Now the fun one. Let's go to Colorado. Los Angeles Dodgers at the Colorado Rockies. Julio Urias taking on Antonio Sensatella. Everyone's been loving Sensatella. Probably not tonight. Over under 11 on this one. Urias 9K on DK, 99 on FanDuel. Sensatella 75 and 84. I usually like to rock Urias. I can't even use him here.
Look, Sensatella has 7 quality starts in a row, and the Dodgers are in that group. Now, that game was in LA, so I understand not wanting to go with him, but I'm not. Look, I don't know if I have the cojones to throw him out there.
The marbles,
but he is definitely in play. I would say that. Urias, not so much. I think that he had not at his best last time in Colorado. I think he gave up 5 or 6 in that game. So I'm going to pass on him, and I'll go with probably Rocky's bats here. Ryan McMahon 5 for 13 with a double and a bomb off Urias. Blackman 6 for 17 with a double and a triple. Rogers, Story, Hampson have been hitting, and then if you're not using Sensatella, which most of you won't be, Lux, Turner, Will Smith, Seager, Betts. All been hitting really, really well. So probably mainly bats, but I get either pitcher here. I just don't know if I'm brave enough.
I'm not going to do it. I get what you're saying. Urias has struggled in Coors, and even of late, he's kind of in that Woodruff realm where he's got to be efficient because they're not letting him go past like 5-6 innings unless he's super, super efficient. So it makes it tricky. Colorado limits your efficiency more often than not. I like Story, Hampson, some Rogers, Elias Diaz, CJ Cron in a big way, get those guys that can mash lefties. So I'm all about that. And then I like the Gavin Lux call. He's been playing a lot lately with the Pollock injury, and he's really, really cheap, and he's swinging it well. So I think he's a nice play to mix and match with the others. Don't play Cody Bellinger, please. Just don't do it. Just stop it now. 4 more games on this 11-game slate for you. Before we get to those, I want to remind everybody you can watch us on the LineStar YouTube channel. If you prefer to see these beautiful, beautiful faces only a mother could love, you should check it out on the LineStar YouTube channel. You can also get the pre-snap over there 3 days a week to get you ready for your football action. But go give it a subscribe, comment on the video. That helps out a ton. We'd really appreciate it. If you prefer just to listen to us through your ear holes, give us a rate and review on iTunes, and we appreciate that as well. All right, Houston at the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Jose Urquidy versus my boy Packy Naughton. I just love the name. It's just so
like
awesome.
a fight poster with Packy.
He reminds me of like an Irish boxer. Like this is who this dude is. It's amazing. So Urquidy's 9K on DK, 87 on FanDuel. Naughton doesn't matter. Urquidy's going to be owned a lot tonight.
80 pitches last time out, but I think 80 pitches could get the job done against the Angels right now. Yep. So I'm with you. He's definitely in play. If you don't want to go with Urquidy, then go with some bats here. David Fletcher is 5 for 7 with a double off of Urquidy. Jose Siri, Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, Jordan Alvarez, Bregman, Gurriel. I mean, just the Astros are in play, obviously, against Packy Naughton. Your boy Jose Rojas has been good. Rengifo's been good. Walsh and Suzuki have all been hitting as well. So I'm going to pick out of that group, but Urquidy definitely in play.
Yeah, 80 pitches last time. He's been kind of bumped up about 10 pitches per start. So I'm hoping he gets close to that 90 level, which I'll feel really good about, because then you're talking the same concerns we had with Urias and Woodruff, but for a lot cheaper and a better matchup. So I'm all about taking that gamble here with Urquidy. If he is popular, though, you can stack like a Walsh and company. Go for it. But give me Urquidy. Give me the Astros. Siri led off with a home run on Monday.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The
He's
dude
been
is
hitting, man. He gets
Yeah.
in. He doesn't get in there a lot, but if he gets in there, he's
He's
great.
now hit safely in 6 of 7 games since he started starting games for them. The dude's crushing it, absolutely crushing it. So I like that. Bregman's too cheap. Same story I give you every day. They have not adjusted it. So Houston stack is definitely in play. Atlanta at Arizona, and this one, Drew Smiley going up against Luke Weaver. Smiley 75 on DK, Weaver 78 and 75. I don't think I'm taking pitching in this one.
Now let's stick with bats here, and let's go with, Ozzy Albies is 4 for 12 against Weaver with 3 doubles. Eddie Rosario obviously hitting well recently. Duvall, Riley, Freeman, and then on the D-back side, calmed down a bit recently, but Josh Rojas, Marte, and Christian Walker have all been hitting, so I'd stick with those guys.
Yeah, the Brave side should be popular yet again. They're popular on Monday. Albies, Freeman, Rosario, Riley, Duvall, the usual suspects there. And then I don't mind attacking Drew Smiley. I never mind attacking Drew Smiley with the Starling Martes of the world. Josh Rojas, like you mentioned. See what the lineup is like. Carson Kelly crushes lefties, so he could be a nice catcher to target as well. Seattle at the Oakland Athletics. Marco Gonzalez going up against Paul Blackburn. Over under 8.5 on this one. Gonzalez 81 and 83. Blackburn 57 and 7K. I could see.
I'm not going with Pete, Paul, or Marco. I'm not going with any of them. So I'll pass them and stick to bats here. Chapman, 13 for 30 with 4 doubles, a triple, and a bomb against Marco Gonzalez. 10 for 36 with 5 homers for Matt Olson. 5 for 14 for Lowry. 3 for 6 for Haniger against Blackburn with 2 homers and a double. 3 for 5 for Toro with a triple against him. So good track record for these teams against each other. Harrison, Andrus, Pinder, Seth Brown, Kelnick, France have all been hitting. So let's just go bats here, Bob. I'm not going to make an argument for either one of those guys.
A couple pricey guys here, like we talked about last night with Haniger and France and Seager, but Kalinick still very, very cheap. If you want to get some Seattle action versus Blackburn, I have no problem with that at all. If you are attacking Gonzalez, you mentioned Chapman. I think that's a great play. Harrison, Pinder still super cheap. He had at least a double before we started recording off a lefty. He loves himself a lefty. So if you want some action here, I don't mind it. I think Marco has my attention. That's all I'm going to say. Marco has my attention. But we'll see how that one pans out. We'll see what lineup the A's put out there. Might intrigue me a little more. Last game of the evening, the San Francisco Giants at the San Diego Padres. How we don't have a total, I have no idea. But it's Kevin Gausman versus Joe Musgrove. Gausman 10-1 and 99. Musgrove 88 and 9K. I don't think I'm using either one of them.
I'll say I'll throw out.
You're a Joe Musgrove guy all the time. I know.
I am, but Gausman has been better than Musgrove, but they've been about the same for the last 6 weeks. You know what I mean? So I think they're both in play. I would rather take Musgrove at this price at 88 or 9,000 over Gausman, but they're both secondary options. I'll say that. So for me, maybe stick to bats here. Tatis, when he's not getting yelled at, is 5 for 11 with 2 homers against Gausman, 6 for 12 for Pham against Gausman, 9 for 26 for Adam Frazier with 3 doubles, 5 for 14 for Profar with a double, 4 for 8 for Crawford with a double, a triple, and a homer against Musgrove. 3 for 10 for Belt with a triple and a bomb. And then Machado, Myers, Longoria, Wade, and Bryant have all been hitting. So I think I'm going to pick out of that group, but I'm not going to count either one of these pitchers out.
Yeah, I'd love to use Gausman. He's just been really bad of late. It's been scary. In his second half, he has a 4.5 ERA almost. He just has not been the same guy.
He's been bad compared to what he was. He hasn't been bad.
He's not worth the 10-1 is what I get concerned about.
Yeah.
But the Padres bats have been atrocious. So that's something to keep in mind. I do like the little giant stack here, Crawford, Belt, and company. I can go with Wade still there. You got some Duggar value. So I don't mind a little Giants late night hammer, which won some nice LineStar people some cash last Friday night. So don't mind going over that one yet again. All right, 11 games in the books. Bogman, recapping things. Who are your pitchers tonight?
Well, my main 3 here are going to be Manoah, Montgomery, and Stroman. And then I'll have Urquidy as my main number 2 with Gausman and Musgrove in that mix as well. And Senzatella, maybe, if you're super brave.
Yeah, my main pitchers for me, Manoah, Stroman, Urquidy, Montgomery would be my main guys. And then, what's his name? Erod and Marco would kind of be my other options. There's really no punts I like tonight, which really stinks. But those would be where I'd be looking to get things done. Speaking of that, who you stacking up?
I think you can go either side of Baltimore, Philly, Yankees against Dunning and company. I think Toronto against Tampa Bay is a decent one. I might like a little mini stack of Minnesota against Chicago and the other side. You can do that as well. Outside of that, I don't know if there's anything. Astros, but they're expensive against the Angels. I don't know if I have a really good. I think that's all the stacks I like.
Yeah, Giants late night stack for me. Astros are in play. You obviously have Coors Field, as you mentioned. Atlanta Braves. I'm going to keep spending money on them like a dum-dum. Cubs, I like their value, and I like the value of Baltimore as well. So different ways to go. I will say there's one punt guy I don't mind, Drew Rasmussen. He's cheap. I think he's a guy that you can go to if you absolutely have to punt. I don't hate that one at all. All right, real quick, follow everybody on Twitter at LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app, because they tweet out a lot of great content, and including that, they tweet out the home run calls of the day, Monday through Friday, from Bogman, myself, and Ryan Humphreys. If you retweet that tweet, 3 lucky retweeters will get paired up with each one of us. If our guy goes deep, you'll win some free swag. So Bogman, Tuesday, September 21st, who's your home run call of the day?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Matt Olson, as he's taken Marco deep 5 times already. A little lefty on lefty crime there. So let's go there.
I apologize to you, Packy. It's been cool. But give me.
You're going to go against your guy, Packy.
Yep, give me Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa taking Packy Naughton deep. Carlos swinging a pretty good bat right now. So give me some Carlos Correa versus Packy Naughton. You're going to go some Matty Olson versus Marco Gonzalez. We'll see who Ryan Humphreys picks. We'll get you guys some free swag on a Tuesday. But for now, we'll be back to you guys on Wednesday with another fun-filled slate of action. Check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm at B. Dientrich. We'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.